morning. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, as you see, I'm already at the shop and I have to work on the Altima there, but I'm not gonna record that. The whole purpose of this video, what I'm doing in this video, is I'm gonna remove the wire harness from the Mountaineer and from the engine out of the Mountaineer so I can take it back to the house and strip it down and get it ready for the Maverick. So since I'm already at the shop, let's go down to the Mountaineer. Okay, again, it's super wet down here and muddy. So I just got to get down in here somehow and take the computer out and take the fuse box off. I'll probably take this one off and then take that little one over there off. And wherever this body harness goes to, right here, over here. Yeah. Pull this back, trace it back down, and see where this go. And take that one off, that harness right there. All right, let me get to it. Okay, I tried to time lapse this, but with the wind blowing and it being all wet and muddy, it kept blowing my camera down. So I almost got it. So but what I'm gonna do, I'll just show you the harness once I get everything out of it, instead of fighting with the wind and the mud and water and stuff. So I'll come back to it once I get the harness completely out. Okay, over here at the engine now, getting ready to remove the wire harness off of this. And once I got everything together, I'll show you. Take off way more than I thought, so therefore I gotta do some more painting, which is not a problem. But I got the entire wire harness off now, and I'll stretch it out and show you the harness when I get to the house. Actually, maybe another piece I need to take off. I see the one going down to the starter. All right, I decided to go ahead and take the upper intake off. Now I can get in there and clean all that stuff out. And make it look a lot better. Make that look a lot better also. Alright, so let me go ahead and load all this stuff up in the car and get ready to take it back to the house. Okay, back at my house now. And this is the full body harness. I cut it in half right at the core support, which is where this plugs into this. So I cut that because I thought the engine was going to get caught up on it when we pulled it out. I'm not sure if it matters if I did it or not. So, and this is the engine harness and the transmission harness right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one down. Cut probably both of them down. I didn't mention this, but I'm gonna let the EFI guy, and I'll put the link in the description of this video. I'm gonna let him actually go through and redo the harness for the Maverick. He has some really good videos and instructions on how to do it yourself, but because I'm kind of in a rush and I want to make sure that this is done right, I'm going to go ahead and let him do it. And so I'm going to look at the diagram he provided so I know how to cut this harness and get started on it. All right, still doing some cleaning. Got the intake off, and I'm getting ready to clean it up and paint it. So it's a lot dirtier than I thought, and just like I said, I'm going a little bit deeper into this than I probably need to, but my goal is to make up under the hood look real nice in this car, and I'm willing to go ahead and do that if that's what it takes. Okay, got the intake cleaned off. Pretty much just degreased. I'm gonna paint it, so I just got everything cleaned off to get ready to paint, and I'm gonna just let it sit out here in the sun to dry off, and I'm gonna get back to the wiring harness get back to the wiring harness while this is drying. Okay, so the body harness is done. See, I got all the tape and loom off of it, so got to do the engine harness and the transmission harness next. Okay, first coat of paint. It's on the intake. Looked like the paint matched up really well. You can barely tell that I painted it, but let me show you the paint that I'm using. Krylon Fusion Metallic Aluminum. All right, I'm gonna let that dry a little bit and get back to the wiring harness. All right, got the wire harness stripped and boxed up, and I'm gonna get ready to ship it out. All right, so the upper intake is done. I just got to put some clear across where I painted the letters, but other than that, it's done. And I also got to remove that EGR. My block off plate's supposed to be coming, so once that comes in, I'll get that removed off. All right, so the last thing I need to do is touch up the headers. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray them down to degrease them, and I'm gonna sand them down a little bit and paint them. Okay, so I was getting ready to paint the headers, and I realized that I can't paint them because with these headers and the GT40P heads, I was told that I'm gonna have to make some modifications to them. So I'm gonna have to probably bend a tube or something like that. So I'm gonna wait until I test fit them and see what I have to do to the headers before I actually paint them. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I think it just make more sense than me to having to paint them and then beat them up and then having to paint them again. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I had some paint stripper left over from the El Camino project, and I decided to wipe my headers down with that to remove the paint off of them. And as you see, that's one coat, so it did a really good job. And this is the stuff that I was using right here. So what I'm gonna do is I still have to test fit these, so I'm just gonna pull the paint off like I just did, test fit them, and then come back over them with another coat to remove the old paint off before I primer them again and repaint them. Just want to show you the stuff that I use to remove it, and it actually does a really good job. All right, both headers are done now with just the one coat of the paint remover. So just like I said, I'm gonna test fit them. Once I get them test fitted, and I have to hammer on them a little bit, I'm gonna come back and do another coat to remove some of the rest of the paint off and prime them down and get them painted. Okay, got the headers finished. As you can see, I'm gonna have to go ahead and throw a coat of primer on it because they're starting to rust like almost immediately. So before I can take them up to the shop and test fit them, I'm gonna go ahead and throw a coat of primer on it. So I'm not gonna record that, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on there, but you can see I got them cleaned. My box all packed up. I didn't close it up yet. I forgot to put my computer in it, the PCM or ECM last time, so I'm glad I didn't close it up, but you see it in there now. And I got some pigtails in here, and I should be able to close it up now and get it shipped out. Okay, so I need to test fit the headers, but it seems like I can't test fit until I get the engine jacked up. So not exactly sure how I'm going to proceed right now. Got a couple of different things to do, but jacking up the engine is going to be one of them. We'll see. I'll figure it out. Okay, so I ran into a little issue with trying to test fit the headers. Just like I said before, I gotta lift the engine up, and I don't really have anything to lift the engine up right now to test fit the headers, so that'll be in another, I'll put that into another video. So this video is getting kind of long anyway, so let me just go ahead and close it out. I don't think I showed you the headers, but I primed them. Here they are right here. It came out pretty good, and it looks like, from what I test fitted on this side, it looks like they're going to clear the spark plugs. That's what I was worried about. So as long as they clear the spark plugs on both sides, then I'll be ready to paint it. So let me go ahead and end this video right here, and I'll send the outro in a few. Okay, I'll end this video. See, I got the V right here behind me. Got a little things I need to do to that, but let's go ahead and wrap this video up since it's getting kind of long. In this video, you see I removed the wiring harness, stripped the wiring harness down, painted the headers, and painted the actual intake, the letters on the intake, and got that looking good. So thanks for watching. Click that notification bell if you haven't. Click on subscribe, and in the next video we're going to try to at least get the oil pan and stuff on this engine to get this engine ready to drop into the car. So thanks for watching. See you next week.